Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Alma Hybrid launch. This is the first time that we're doing it live and not face-to-face. Unfortunately, these are very special times, but we couldn't wait anymore and we wanted to launch it, and this is the way we're going to do it, and it's going to be great. We're also here in our new campus, so it's not only the new hybrid launch, we're also giving you a quick look into our new facility. After 17 years being 500 meters south from here, we moved under the purpose to be under one roof, all the teams working together and making better products and giving you better solutions. So today we're going to have some great action with doctors, clinical explanations, but I would like to start with Lyor's greeting about the Alma Hybrid. So enjoy.
Congratulations to all of us. This is a great day today. We're launching the Alma Hybrid after more than 2 years of very hard work. This is a work that was done by the teams in-house, outside, with physicians, with a lot of pressure on maybe we should launch it fast, maybe faster. But no, we took the time and invested into this great product, which now is rolling out. This is a statement, and I'm very honored that we as a team reached to where we are today. So unfortunately, I'm not present with you guys on this great, unique live webinar. I'm on the way to the West Coast in the States for an academy, which is going to be wonderful, big, and great. We are pushing it wherever we can, and clearly our brand is taking us to the next levels. So again, congratulations all of us. Thank you for joining this great day, and please be healthy.
Thank you, Lyor. And now we're back in our new campus, excited to be here in the brand new meeting room. Let's talk a little bit business. It's 2020, a very interesting year for all of us. But before 2020, it's important to understand a little bit about our history. More than 20 years of history, but I want to focus maybe about only the last 7 years. We've been growing each year about 10%. We wanted to grow gradually, to be responsible, to bring new products that are amazing, but always to take care of our customers, our install base, growing very nicely. We have more than 25,000 systems installed globally, a very nice spread. China, Latin America, USA, we're doing great thanks to you. But let's talk about 2020. We had the best January we ever had, above any expectations we had. We really knocked up the roof. And then some things happened in the world, right? And we need to address them. Thankfully, because you were so agile, adaptive, focused, and really flexible for adapting to this new reality, we've been able to do good business. That was running the engine. It enabled us to breathe and to be focused about the Alma Hybrid and all other projects. We weren't so stressed because you gave us the business. You were eager to keep on doing your business, to bring patients, to serve them. Because your patients, your customers, they wanted to go out of home and feel good about themselves. That's what well-being is all about. So in this 2020, let's look at the first half year. Our business got a small blow, okay? It's 16% down comparing to last year. Nevertheless, Q3 was outstanding, and Q4 started brilliantly. And this is before this launch. And this launch is going to bring a great impact. Our way of working has changed this year, obviously, a lot. And let's maybe start with a personal note, right? I learned that I can be on a board meeting while my 6-year-old girl is screaming that she wants another chocolate cookie and to press mute just on time. I learned that every meeting you can be with a nice jacket, but short pants will most of the times do the job right. But more importantly, we learned maybe to sit back, zoom out, not be as aggressively competitive. Try to be more focused on what we're doing and not only about the result. It's about really being passionate and in love with what you're doing. Alma Hybrid represents everything that I just said. We were able to be focused and make this project come to completion. We started this over 2 years ago. A lot of teams all over Alma worked at this project, and they were able to keep moving, and finally it's ready. This is a very unique launch. Usually we come to a congress, we have a new system, we launch it, with doctors, with our teams, looking at your eyes. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit weird looking at a camera and not feeling you and seeing your reactions and trying to really give you answers that you want. But this is life, and we need to react and be positive and make the best out of it. So on that aspect, of course, it's different. But also on the product level, Alma Hybrid is the new Alma. We've never had a project that from day one, we decided zero compromise is how we look at it. We want to provide a system, a laser, never been out there in the market before. I don't want to ruin the surprise. There's more speakers, so I'll let them speak about it. But it's going to be a great day. And again, thanks for being here. Enjoy.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining our first live launch event. We at Alma have been waiting for this day for a very long time. A fascinating and ambitious journey of over 2 years has finally come to an end. And we are excited and proud to finally present to you, our partners, the first and only device of its kind, Alma Hybrid. Developing Alma Hybrid was an incredible challenge from all aspects, technologically, clinically, and also business and marketing-wise. But one thing was clear to us from the very beginning. There would be absolutely zero compromises. From the very beginning, we knew that we're on to a brilliant innovation, but it didn't stop there. We continued to aim for the best every single step of the way. Once you see it, you'll understand. We have prepared for you a 2-hour schedule in which we will be disclosing the secrets of Alma Hybrid. We will start with a short description of our new launch and a product video which showcases its unique concept. Then the platform will be unveiled for the first time by our system engineer and product manager, followed by a live treatment demonstration and comprehensive clinical overview. So let's get down to business. What makes Alma Hybrid so special? Number one, it brings together 3 powerful energies, creating a unique synergistic effect: the ablative CO2 laser, the non-ablative 1517 nanometer laser, and the ultrasound impact technology for transepidermal delivery. No such combination is available today in the market. But that's not all. Alma Hybrid offers a never-before-seen concept in skin rejuvenation and scar treatment by offering complete control of the ratio between the ablative and non-ablative lasers in one applicator through a unique feature called Hybrid. Hybrid basically places the power back to you, to the hands of the doctor. With the help of Hybrid, the physician does not only generate effective results, but also controls that very delicate balance between results and recovery time. You can now choose from an endless matrix of possibilities the ratio that meets not only the clinical needs of your patients, but also their personal needs, offering the optimal balance between powerful results and the desired downtime. Now that's what we call innovation. And now I'm honored to present to you the Alma Hybrid video, which explains the unique concept of the product in just 2 minutes. Alma Hybrid, here we go. As you can see, the product design speaks for itself, and you will be the first ones to watch it in just a few moments. A stylish, ultra-modern industrial design approach was used to create the most prestigious and stylish platform in the history of Alma, complemented by a user-friendly, smart and sleek software design. So to simplify the use for you, we have also created 3 unique preset treatments. Hybrid lift for skin rejuvenation, a blend of ablative and non-ablative technologies with enhanced delivery of cosmeceuticals. Hybrid lift performs dramatic results with over-the-weekend downtime only. O-Scar for scar revision, from acne to trauma to surgical scars, utilizing the combination of CO2 and 1570 nanometer lasers and impact technology for pharmaceutical penetration. And Soft Lift, a lunchtime non-ablative rejuvenation treatment utilizing only the 1570 nanometer laser. And these 3 are just a small sample of what this system can offer you. Now let's talk marketing. We've created a comprehensive range of marketing materials for you, including a bunch of videos available which showcase the platform, the ProScan applicator, and the Hybrid feature. We also have print material available, professional product and treatment photos, and ready-to-use digital banners and social media posts. Everything, as always, is available on Partner Zone and ready for you to download. Shortly, we will also have full training videos and patient marketing collateral for your clinic, so stay tuned. Finally, I am so proud to introduce you to the people at Alma who made all of this magic happen. Mr. Tomer Tuviano, the system engineer from the R&D team, and Mr. Alon Efrat, senior director at Alma's sales department, who will walk you through the Alma Hybrid's unique features. Tomer and Alon, it's time to show off. Let the show begin.
Hi, my name is Dr. Esho. You can join me here in the Esho Clinic, and I'm very excited today to be part of the Alma Hybrid launch. This is a revolutionary technology that is going to surpass anything we've ever seen on the market. I'm so privileged to be one of the first doctors having this device, and I cannot wait to show this to the world.
Hi guys, my name is Lyor. I'm a dermatologist from Israel, and I have been working with the Alma devices for many years. As a matter of fact, the CO2 laser was one of my first lasers that I bought, and recently I have been working with a clear skin with great satisfaction. So good luck, Alma, for launching the new hybrid laser. I can't wait to get my hands on it, and thank you very much, Alma, for supplying such amazing technologies to make us all look better, especially these times. So good luck, bye.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Jeffrey Su, Oak Dermatology here in Chicago. Hey guys, I just want to tell you that you guys have really transformed the aesthetic landscape here in the US. First with Beautyfill, then with Opus, and now your hybrid laser. So congratulations on your success, and I can't wait to get my hands on the new laser. Bye guys.
Congratulations, Alma Lasers, on the launch of your new machine. This is Dr. Gaylor Bredovitas, by the way, from Manila, Philippines. My Alma machines have been with me from the very start and have aided me in my practice, and it gives me and my patients a lot of reassurance and confidence seeing them all lined up in my clinic. I'm sure this will be another successful product of yours, as usual. I've heard a lot of positive insights, and I look forward to getting my hands on that one real soon.
Dr. Ganesh Pai from Mangalore, India, and I'm very happy to hear that Alma has come with a new machine called the Alma Hybrid. Now, I have been working with Alma for the last 15 years, and rest assured, their products have taken me to the space and the place where I am today. So I'm sure that this machine, which is very innovative, which combines two different technologies, is going to come all over the world and enhance both the skills and the reputation of the doctors and the dermatologists who are going to use it. So good luck to Alma, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
Hello guys, I am Fernando Urdiales, aesthetic medicine doctor from Malaga, Spain. and I have been working with Alma more than 15 years ago together developing new technologies in laser and radiofrequency devices. I'm sure Alma and his new hybrid laser are going to be the next thing and will surprise us with its capabilities. Congratulations, Alma Laser, for your contribution to the development of aesthetic medicine. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shraddha Desai, a dermatologist from Chicago, and I heard about your new exciting launch of the hybrid device, and I can't wait to hear more about it. Congratulations, Alma.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Alon Efrat and I'm the head of the surgical unit. And here with me, Mr. Tomer Tuviano, the system engineer of the Alma Hybrid.
Hi Alon. Hello everyone. Pleasure to be with you here today.
We can't wait to unveil the Alma Hybrid system, but before we do that, we want to share with you some insights that we had before we started the Alma Hybrid project. So before we started to work on the Alma Hybrid project, we did some kind of a study to learn on the needs of the market on the face rejuvenation treatments. One of the major studies from the patient's point of view was the downtime for every treatment. We managed to understand that patients are looking for short downtime treatment, especially when it comes to ablative treatment. Another important need that we managed to identify from the professional point of view was the ability to treat both epidermis and dermis in the same session.
Which is exactly what the professionals are looking for.
Exactly, and they're also looking for a safe technology for all skin types. In addition for that, many clinics that treat scars and different types of scars treatment ask for a device that will combine ablative energy, non-ablative energy, and also some kind of a technology for drug delivery. Usually, the gold standard treatment for scars is the CO2 lasers, but more and more scars clinics are looking for the non-ablative energy and also for drug delivery technology.
And of course, for combining all of these treatments together requires a very user-friendly software.
Exactly. Many professionals around the world are trying to getting away from sophisticated and high-end technology only because the system and the software is not so simple to understand and it's not easy to operate.
And you've stressed that a lot during the process, the need for comprehensible and logical use of software, which I think, have managed to accomplish.
That's true. But before we go into the details of the technology, let's unveil the system. Tomer, I give you the honor.
Thank you, Alon. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud and honored to be presenting before you and unveiling the Alma Hybrid. Ready when you are.
All right.
Isn't she stunning?
It's a really premium device. This is a true premium design. This is exactly what we wanted to bring to the market. What can you tell us, Tomer, about the process of the R&D through the R&D process you've been through in the past 2 years?
Yes, so from the start, though the definition was quite vague, the underlying message that you conveyed is relentless quality. We did not want to compromise the quality at any stage. So with that, we started to design, keeping in mind that all teams are on the same page as far as premium and prestige is concerned.
And I guess it was quite a challenge to wrap it out in one platform, right?
Of course, as you can see from this design, it has its challenges. Packaging everything in tight volumes requires some more sophistication and ingenuity. And I think we've managed to do that quite elegantly, of course.
What about the arm of the system?
We started to design it from the ground up when what was really important for us is consistency and high energy delivery at all times for any applicator.
So the Alma Hybrid is a premium device, but not only a premium design, it has also a high-end hardware inside. What you can tell us about this high-end hardware inside the Alma Hybrid?
So 3 major components in this platform. The first being the 70-watt coherent CO2 laser, which you all know to be the golden standard in the market today. Another premium high-end module that we've incorporated is the 15 watts, 1570 nanometer fiber laser. And of course, the third and important module is the impact generator, which has been renewed and improved in order to fit the needs for this platform.
So it's not actually a premium rejuvenation device, it's actually 3 energy devices in one platform.
Exactly. And furthermore, we've gone to great lengths in order to redesign the entire electronics for this system, making sure that everything works and performs to the highest quality at all times.
So let's move on to the crown jewel applicator of the Alma Hybrid system, the ProScan.
Yes, the ProScan applicator. It's a brand new scanner that combines 2 wavelengths simultaneously. It also has a detachable tip, which provides extra cooling and a very large surface area for treatment.
So we can actually determine that this is the most compact laser combined applicator in the industry, right?
Exactly. We've spent a lot of time making it as light and as ergonomic as possible, making it the most effective and good-looking product on the market.
So just to summarize about the ProScan, it has a strong cooling tip to make the treatment comfortable for the patient. It has a super huge spot size to make the treatment faster for the professional. And it is a light and ergonomic design to make it much more easier to handle and less fatigue for the professional. Let's now move to the other applicators, Tomer.
So we offer 4 additional applicators, as you well know. The first one being the Highlight 50, which is a variable spot size focus applicator, which can combine 2 wavelengths. The second being the Pixel applicator, which is the Pixel handpiece that you all know and love from the Pixel CO2 system, only with a fresher design, which complements the system in its entirety. The third is a thermotight applicator, which offers a complete thermal effect treatment. And of course, they've all been designed to complement the look of the system.
We can see that you kept on the premium design through all the different applicators.
Exactly. We try to maintain quality throughout all applicators. And of course, the fourth applicator being the Impact handpiece, which provides you with a complete after-treatment effect of deep skin rejuvenation.
Okay, now it's time to take our audience to a journey inside the software and the different treatments that they can perform with the device. So let's start with the wizard, Tomer.
Okay, so first of all, we've made sure that any user will have a safe and easy experience when using the Alma Hybrid. First, the user arrives at this screen where he can choose between connecting an applicator and immediately being transferred to the working screen, or browsing through our wizard. Our wizard is basically a browser for all of our treatments as well as our applicators. Doesn't matter which treatment the user chooses to go for, it will be prompted to connect the appropriate applicator for that task.
So all this wizard makes the life of the professional much more easier, because sometimes, as you know, we don't know what kind of applicator to connect, and this kind of wizard gives us a full range of options, what kind of treatments I can do and what is the right applicator to connect. But if I do know what I want to connect, so this is another kind of a pathway we would like to take you through. So for example, we connected the ProScan applicator. Once the applicator is connected, it's auto-recognized by the device, so you don't need to tell the device which applicator is connected and to choose from. Once it's connected, I get a list of the different treatments or indications that the professional can treat or perform. So let's go over the different treatments, and we will start from the flagship treatment of the device, the hybrid lift. The hybrid lift is a treatment for rejuvenation, combining both lasers in a special and novel approach we call the hybrid. Before we get to the working screen, we need to select the area of the treatment and also the skin type. So in this case, I choose full face and skin type 3, and we go to the working screen. Now, as you can see here, there are different kind of parameters that we need to dial, but there is no need to do it because the system already gave you the recommended settings and you're all good to go. So you don't need to concentrate on the device and the operation of the device. You can concentrate on your patient and focus on his own treatment and the performance of the treatment. Now, Tomer, what can you tell us about the novel approach that we actually applied here in the first time in the hybrid mode?
Okay, so the hybrid is a brand new treatment mode that combines 2 wavelengths in a very particular pattern. They are predefined patterns that help you reach better results and that can suit more skin types overall. If you don't know what hybrid is, we have a simple pop-up that shows you and demonstrates how the hybrid actually works. You can choose and browse between the different patterns in order to fit it for your treatment at the same time.
So thanks to the hybrid mode, this is the first time that the professional can control the mix of the different wavelengths. They can either have 50% the non-ablative and 50% ablative, or they can have more than non-ablative and less than the ablative, and the other way around, according to each case and skin type. And this is, thanks to this special mode, we are able to get a short downtime and a safe treatment. Tomer, what else you can tell us about other special features here in the software?
So we've gone to great lengths in order to make the UI as easy and comfortable to use. We've differentiated between both wavelengths. We have the CO2 on the left-hand side and the 1570 on the right-hand side. Very easy to tell them apart. Second, we've also incorporated presets. You can now save your treatment presets, and when the patient returns, you can just load them up, edit them, change them, and load them in order for a quick treatment. Third, we have added a small tab here on the side that you can switch to impact immediately, do the treatment, and immediately revert back to the working screen. And of course, for each mode, we have an assortment of shapes which are controlled via this joystick. You can enlarge it, minimize it, and you can move it about. And last but not least, a new feature that we've incorporated is the mini grid. Okay? By press of a button, you can minimize the shape immediately, which will enable you to treat more discrete and tight spaces and areas. That will give you quicker results, of course.
So this is actually a shortcut button to minimize the spot in just a single press on the bottom. Let's make a short brief to the rest of the treatments under the ProScan. So besides the hybrid lift treatment, we have the hybrid Oscar treatment, and the Oscar is not actually a single treatment, but a set of treatment for different types of scars in different types of skin types. So as you can see, I can choose the scars that I want to treat and the skin type, and I get immediately to the recommended working screen with the recommended settings. So I don't need to remember the clinical protocol. I don't need to adapt myself to the patient. The system already helps me how to get all the necessary information, so I'm good to go and start to focus on the patient. So the next treatment is the soft lift. The soft lift is a fractional non-ablative treatment with no downtime at all for all skin types. And the last one, but not least, is the ProScan applicator, the ProScan treatment. The ProScan is actually the traditional CO2 treatment that, like we all know, for different kind of resurfacing options. So I think now it's clear for everyone that the Alma Hybrid is a premium system, innovative system, safe and effective system, which makes the life simple for the professional, letting focus on the patient and not on the operating of the system.
Yes, of course, and the release of this platform has put an end basically for 2 years of hard and excessive work that we've done. We are very proud of the entire R&D team and indeed all of the hybrid team that took part during this project. Well done.
So we are happy to move now to the live demonstration by Dr. Ofir Artzi, and you are welcome to ask questions in the chat box, and later we will have a Q&A live session, and we'll be happy to meet all of your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to this amazing event. We are here in Alma offices. We are broadcasting live, and we're going to broadcast 2 treatments. The first one is going to be rejuvenation, and the second one, we are going to show you how to treat scar with this innovative system, the Alma Hybrid system. Let's talk a little bit about rejuvenation. The demand for skin quality improving procedure has increased dramatically in the last 2 decades. Patients want to maintain high skin quality, they want to improve their skin quality, and therefore they're seeking treatments. So I'm sure you all know that you can go aggressive. CO2 laser, phenol peel will provide supreme results, however very long downtime, and we're talking about many adverse effects. This is the reason it's not suitable for everyone. We are going to introduce a new generation CO2. This system, which is a very unique system, the first of its kind, is a combination of a CO2, a 1570 non-ablative laser, and impact ultrasound technology for transepidermal delivery. If you combine between the 3 technologies, you achieve very, very good result in minimal downtime. We're talking about a weekend downtime, 2 to 4 days, and you have a very, very dramatic improvement of skin quality. I would like to take you to see the patient and the device. So let's meet our patient. We have a great patient here. She's 47 years old, and as you can see, and this is very, very natural. You can see if you can come closer with the camera, you have some deterioration of skin quality. So talking about this age, we're talking about epidermal skin quality. You can see the pigmentation, the skin is rough, and you can see the beginning of wrinkling, especially in the periorbital area. This is one of the first signs for aging. So this is the patient. Just before we start treatment, let me introduce Yonit.
Hi. Hi.
Okay. So Yonit will assist me in the treatment, and few words about the preparation of the patient. Again, very easy preparation. So 30 minutes before the beginning of this event, we applied topical EMLA, okay, for topical anesthesia. We marked the area, so we are going to treat the forehead and the periorbital and the crow's feet area, the temporal area, and we inserted intrametallic ocular shields. You don't have to use it in every patient, but if you treat the periorbital region, it has to be performed. You don't have to prescribe paracetamol, though you can give it for a very sensitive patient. Mostly, and I have more than 2 years of experience, most of the patient, just topical anesthesia, more than enough. I want you to look at the device. You heard a lot from the previous speakers and from Alon about the device, so I will not get into details. But if we look at the different applicators of the system, we named it the maximal versatile device. So you can go from fully ablative to non-ablative. You can go from fractional to non-fractional. You can be focused or defocused. You have several applications. We are going to demonstrate today a treatment with the ProScan tip, the handpiece. Please have a look. This is one of the unique handpieces regarding the system. So from this handpiece, you can emit both ablative laser, so CO2 beams, and you can emit non-ablative in the non-ablative wavelengths, in the wavelengths of 1570. You can choose, and I'll show you in a second, the ratio of ablation and non-coagulation, and non-ablation. What is the meaning of it? So you all know, and this is well known in the market, you can go ablative, so we have CO2 lasers. You can go non-ablative, so you have many systems in which you deliver non-ablative wavelength. From this handpiece at once, you have an emission of non-ablative beam and ablative beam. And you can design the pixelated picture. So for example, you can, if I want, this is not the treatment, but if I want to treat the perioral area and I want to use fully ablative, so I can use just the CO2, without the non-ablative 1570, and it's going to be in full density, and it's going to be fully ablative. I can, of course, use just the non-ablative, but we are going to show you the modes of combination. So you can go fully hybrid. So for every pixel, you will have a CO2, followed immediately at the same pixel, followed by non-ablative fractional laser, 1570, or you can actually choose that one pixel will be CO2 and the other pixel will be non-ablative, 1570. You can change the ratio. So please have a look at the setting for just in a glance. So for example, here we chose 1-on-1. It means that 50% of the beams, of the pixels, will be CO2 and 50% will be 1570. But you can change it. So for example, here you have 2/3 of the beams will be 1570 and only third will be CO2, and you can go and do it the other way around. Let's begin. One thing that it's very important to mention, please have a look at the cooling tip. It's a very, very large cooling tip, and while touching the skin, what do you say? Is it cold?
Yes, it's cold.
It's very cold, and the cooling tip, as well as the very large scanning area, it enables us to have a very convenient and very, very rapid treatment. Let's begin. So with this patient, I will have my goggles. I'll start with the forehead, and because here we don't need much rejuvenation, you can see there is some epidermal skin quality deterioration. We talked about the spots, but relatively the skin quality is good. What I'm going to do, I'm going to change the ratio to 1-on-2. As I've told you, it's going to be 2/3 of the pixels will be non-ablative and third will be ablative. Let's begin. So, can I have a spatula? Sure. Okay, perfect. Let's begin. Please have a look how it looks. Okay, it's very, as compared to what we are used, the pattern is very unique. You will see it in a second. Okay, please get closer with the camera and you can see the wavy pattern. This is the sign after many treatments that the ratio is 2-on-1. Let's carry on. You see it's very, very large area. What do you say about the pain? Is it painful?
It's not painful.
Okay, so this is after 30 minutes of topical anesthesia. It's relatively non-painful. So this is one point to be mentioned, and as compared to what I'm used to any other CO2 in the market, in which it's very painful. So the treatment is relatively painful. You can see here the treatment is very, very tolerable. Okay, you see I missed a little bit, so I can just go here, and I will not finish, okay, the area. So one line is done. Let's focus, because we're not going to manage to do all treatment. So we're going to concentrate on this area, and I want to show you the coverage of this device. Of course, and it's very difficult to teach people how to do laser treatments and to give a recipe, but because here with this system, everything is possible. So you can control the amount of ablation, the amount of non-ablation. You can control the setting. So you have the power and you have the on time. So you can change all setting. So of course you should adjust your parameter according to the patient. When we're talking about the Fitzpatrick type, so dark patient can be treated with this device, but you will have to adjust the setting. And if we talk about, and usually I adjust the setting if I treat patients with thin skin. And again, it depends on the indications. So for example, the peri-orbital wrinkles will be treated differently. The peri-oral wrinkles will be treated differently. But you can see that this is relatively a very, very rapid treatment. What do you say about the pain level? Do you feel anything?
No, it's
No,
not
nothing,
painful.
nothing. It's very tolerable. Okay, so this is the treatment. It's very easy to treat. One thing that I think it's very important to mention, that talking about the device, because it's very versatile and you can treat so many indications, you probably think to yourself, oh my God, how will I know what to do? There are so many variables. I can change the setting, the power, the on time, the amount of ablation, non-ablation. In addition, you have this combined approach, so it changes the efficacy of the treatment. So how will I know how to change my setting and to adjust it to the patient? So we prepared you predetermined setting. So we didn't play with the screen, but it's just to press a button with all the parameters. So you choose the area to be treated, the indication, of course, you want to treat. You will see in a second how we treat scars, and the Fitzpatrick type. And whenever you have the predetermined setting, so you have our recommendation for treatment. So nothing has to be memorized. Everything is very easy. And again, we try to make it very easy on the one hand, and on the other hand, to make the treatment, you can see, not painful, very, very effective, and this is very important, the effectivity as compared to other devices in the market or other modalities in the market. But, and we try to create a system that the downtime will be short. So most of our patients in my clinic, I do the treatment usually. Here we can change it. I do the treatment on Wednesday or on Thursday. And while talking about, that's it, we covered it. Let's cover it here. Usually Monday, they get back to work. One thing that you see that I'm rolling the handpiece, try to see there is one blanking point, okay, it's in the corner. Yeah, this is the area from which the beam will begin. So I'm just covering all the area. This is one, the last one here.
Now you will retreat to the left eye?
No, I will leave this part. I want to show them the difference between 2-on-1 and 1-on-1. So of course we will finish the treatment off camera afterwards, because we want to manage to talk about scars and to show you some treatments with scar. But this is 1-on-2. Please have a look at the wavy pattern. Now we would like to treat this area. So you will see it's a 1-on-1 ratio. And while talking about the peri-orbital, here is the suborbital area, I will decrease the setting. So again, I'm getting from ready to standby. And what I do now, I'm changing the pixel, I'm changing the program, the design of the pictures. It's very important. You will, while talking about scars, we're going to explain why it is important. But I'm changing the design of pixels. So here I will have 50% non-ablative laser and 50% non-ablative laser. Please have a look, okay? Please have a look. She has intraocular metallic shield, okay? So you don't need, we didn't put, okay, any shields, external shields, because she's protected, okay? If you look, okay, you have a shield, okay. Okay, so let's do it. It's here in this one? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's go to this area, and I want to show you. Can you give me a little bit of water, or we can erase it here? I want to show you. I will not finish, but if I do it, please have a look. Okay? So please have a look from here. I'm showing you the difference. As you saw, okay, this is 1:2, okay? So I'm doing the last area here. This is 1:2, 2/3 non-ablative, 1/3 is ablative. Now let's change it, okay?
I have the water.
Okay, and this is, no, it's okay. This is 1-on-1. Please have a look. The difference is very clear. So if I go, stand by, ready. Please have a look. Of course, here you see 1-on-1 pattern. And you see the difference. This is 2/3 of the pixels are non-ablative as compared to 50% are ablative and 50% are non-ablative. Let's carry on. If you want better results, you should, of course, increase the number of ablative pixels. Okay? So here again, we do the same. The density is quite high for the improvement of this area. If you have other patients, other skin type, you can of course adjust the setting. You can change the setting according to the indication and according to the level of tissue laxity, okay? Now I would like to go in the suborbital area. This density is a little bit high, so again, from ready to stand by, I will decrease the density, okay? I will decrease a little bit the energy, the CO2 energy. Again, that's what I was telling you. All parameters can be changed, and this is very important for different indications. So we are going to change the parameters. Now I did it I can change everything, but again, everything is predetermined. So you just press a button and you will have all our suggestions for treatment, for the treatment of different area. So let's go for the suborbital area. Okay, so you can see this is very easy. As you can see, the shrinking of the tissue. We will have very nice improvement of this area. I'll just finish this part. You probably know that we can't see the 1570 beam. So this is just zone of coagulation, though the 1570 is very effective wavelength. That's it. So I will finish here this 2 laser treatment. Of course, off camera, we're gonna finish the same setting. We're gonna finish the forehead. So what you saw non-ablative and ablative together, okay? Coming from the same handpiece, okay? Here, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2/3 of the pixels are non-ablative and 1/3 is ablative. Here we change it in order to achieve better outcome. So the same density, but here it's 1-on-1. And here we reduced the density and we reduced the parameters, the on time and the power, in order to adjust the setting to the suborbital area. Very dramatic result as compared to, of course, non-ablative laser And while talking about downtime, if we did today, it's Thursday, right? So on Monday, she will be able to go to work. The last step you need, usually what I do in my treatment, I take the impact. So the impact is not a new innovation. It was part of the Legato and other systems that were developed by Alma. We're talking about patented ultrasound technology, which it has a technique or technology which push and pull material into the skin. And what we do, and you can use different material, I can tell you from my experience, I either use vitamin C on the skin just following treatment, or I used tretinoin, or I use hyaluronic acid. I even tried it with PRP. So again, you just apply. We're not going to do it because it's a 5-minute treatment, so we're not going to do it. But what you do, just for the demonstration, we just put drops here. This is a compounded formulation of a combination of AJ, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin C. So what we do, we just put some drops. And again, we're not going to show the treatment, but that's what we do, circular motion, okay? Right. 2 to 3 minutes, and the material, the drugs, the cosmeceutical is getting into the channels created by the laser. We call it laser-assisted drug delivery. We're going to talk about it while talking about scars, and it augments the results. So we had a great patient. I will thank you, okay? We are gonna remove the intraocular metallic shield, and we are going to prepare our next patient, okay? That's it. Please blink again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Great. All right, so let's carry on. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Yonit, for your help. And let's go and talk about scars. So I really like to talk about scars. Scars is my beloved subject, and I treat many scars on a daily basis. Few words for the people who are less familiar with scars. So every year worldwide, millions of people develop abnormal scars. Scars is a common complication of the wound healing process, and many people seek treatment. Why? Again, I can answer about this question and use all my time, but apart from being aesthetically unpleasant, scars are associated with psychosocial complications. Scars can be painful. Scars can cause some functional impairment. So people want their scars to be treated. Which scars? We're talking about surgical scars, we're post-surgeries or any other procedures. We're talking about traumatic scars following cuts or burns, and we're talking about scars which develops after a disease, for example, acne or chickenpox. So let's talk about the treatment of the scars. I was privileged to be part of a consensus that has just been recently published in the LSM. It was a 3-year work, but this is a very, very important work in which for the first time there is one sentence which is written. Lasers are the first line in the treatment of scars. And if patients with scars do not get this treatment, they get an inferior treatment. So there is no question. If you want to improve scar, if you want to treat scar patient, you have to do it with lasers. Which lasers? Again, in the consensus, but not just in this consensus, we know that you have to combine between different laser types. If you combine between laser types, you will have better cosmesis in following treatments. And it's not just lasers. We know that you should combine between different lasers and medical therapies, and we talk about drugs. You can inject the drugs but, and now it is acceptable. We use what we call the laser-assisted drug delivery. So we create channels by the laser, and then we apply certain drugs. I will talk about it while treating the next patient, but different drugs or different cosmeceuticals, and then it will get into the channels created by the laser. If you want to augment it, then you will use sonophoresis. For example, you can use different methods, but sonophoresis is one of the methods, and you drive the material, you drive the drugs into the drugs into the skin. So let's meet our scar patient. We have a lovely patient. Let's have some new gloves. And I want you to look at the scar. First, and this is again, if you treat scars, you have to specialize in treating scars. But scars in general, when I treat them, I look at them as if I look at a picture. So as you can see, you have some red area. This can be improved by the use of different vascular lasers. Here I don't see pigmented area, but if you have pigmented area, we can treat it with different lasers that improve the pigmentation. For example, Q-switch, or for example, picosecond lasers, or others. But mostly when I see scars, the two main components is either hypertrophy, so we have an elevated part, and what we call atrophy. So the skin, and this is the case, the skin is becoming wrinkled and atrophic. This can be improved. If you want to treat all types of scars, you have to create different, what we call tissue laser interaction. So if you have a certain laser treating a certain scar, you will have in the end different tissue damage. The histology, and you're going to see it in a second, the histology will be different. You want to be very specific. For example, I have scars in which I want to go deeper. So I want to control the depth. I want to control the width of coagulation. I want to control the density. And this is the reason why this is a new generation. I want to control the amount of ablation and the amount of non-ablation. So for example, here, this is an atrophic scar. If it was hypertrophic, probably I would go just for CO2. So it wouldn't be these settings. So it's going to be usually low density, relatively high power CO2, because I want to create thin zones of ablation surrounded by relatively thin zones of coagulation. But if I have atrophic scars, here I would like to combine between ablation and non-ablation, especially if we talk about scars which are not on the face. So here what I want to do, I want to do a little bit more non-ablative parameters. So I will have 2/3 of my pixels. I will have 2/3 of my pixels non-ablative, and only 1/3 will be ablative. Now have a look. I will increase a little bit the energy. Okay. We are going to show you of course, for every setting we know the histology, so we know exactly every power and every change to which depth it gets. It's all known. We did more than 2,000 histologies. And here, after changing the power, I will change the non-ablative setting, and I would like to change the density because, and I'll do it a little bit higher, because if I want the skin here to be remodeled, I need high density. So let's start the treatment. Let's have the goggles. Okay, so you saw the pattern in the previous patient. Okay, let's see, okay, a little bit, if you can come a little bit, great. Okay, let's start from here. you can see the scanning area. One point to mention, it doesn't have to be so big. So you will see while getting to this area, I can decrease the square. So you can change the location of the scan. You can move it to any of the edges of the ring, and you can make it smaller. But let's begin. So please have a look how the treatment looks. Again, we're talking about high density, relatively high setting, not the highest. So the energy is modest. So the power is modest, and the on time, again, this is moderate setting. As you can see, can I have dry gauze? Yeah. As you can see the setting, and you can see the pattern, we have a wavy pattern. It's very unique to this device when we have 2:1 ratio, non-ablation and ablation. So again, you can see I just go over the scar. There is an improvement after even one treatment, but usually we need several treatments. Let's talk about the number of treatments, and it is true for the previous patients and for this patient in general. As compared to the very aggressive procedure, in which usually we do one treatment, with this procedure, we usually talk about 1, 2, 3 with scars. We treat usually 2 to 4 treatments. However, after every treatment, you will see some improvement, and the improvement is reported by the patients. So even the patients are very surprised by the result. Again, please have a look. You can see the very nice curvy pattern. So try to imagine that we have 1 pixel with a CO2 and 2 pixels with 15, 17 nanometer. Again, 1 pixel with CO2 and 2 pixels with non-ablative fractional laser. Again, unique pattern. This is the first device in the market, first CO2, okay, in the market, which can combine between CO2, okay, and can combine between non-ablative fractional laser. Now, I would like my beam to be smaller. Let's start from this edge, okay? You can change the beam, okay, from ready to standby. Please have a look on my hand. So if you press here, maybe you will press, so they will see the change, okay? You see, okay? You see that it's getting smaller and smaller, so you can change the size of the scanning area. That's perfect, okay? Let's carry on. 1 and 2, and we're about to finish the treatment. I would like to say some words about the importance of laser-assisted drug delivery. So laser-assisted drug delivery, it's an evolving field. I think till now, there is one line that I want to cover here and another here. Till now, there are more than 100 publications on the subject. We know that if you first create channels by a laser, and then you apply cosmeceuticals or drug, the drugs will be homogeneously taken into the skin. And again, it depends which drug you use. Different drugs will have different effect. So for example, if I have an hypertrophic scar, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply triamcinolone acetonide or 5-FU or a combination of triamcinolone and 5-FU. If I have hypopigmented scars, this is a work by Masaki. He showed that if you apply bimatoprost, then you induce hyperpigmentation. So we use the effect of bima to post. We use in Israel Lumigan. I know that in the States they use what we call lattice, but it doesn't really matter. It's again the same material. So we use bima to post in order, following laser-assisted drug delivery, in order to induce pigmentation. Let's have a look at this scar. So again, we are not going to show you the impact and the sonophoresis because this is an easy treatment to do. Usually I delegate the treatment to one of my nurses, but I want to give some offers. So can you give me the handpiece of the impact? So again, now we have an atrophic scar, and we would like to improve the texture. So you can be creative. You can apply, of course, PRP. You can apply hyaluronic acid. There was a work by Jill Weibel from a few years ago. It was on acne scars, and she talked about the application of polylactic acid. So again, you can apply different medication just to topically apply the medication and then to create this circular motion, and the material will get into the skin. It's easy, it will augment the result, and I'm getting back to the first point in all this presentation. We're showing you a new generation CO2. In the past, we used to use CO2 alone and non-ablative fractional laser alone. Nowadays, I think this is a new era, a new generation to come. Further studies, many clinical studies probably will follow to show the advantage of this system. However, the system is very unique because for the first time, maybe I will come here so we can finish the treatment here, but for the first time, we have a system which combines two technologies, but two technologies in a way that didn't or that wasn't present in the market before. CO2 laser, this is a well-known technology. There are many indications for CO2, for the removal of different skin lesions, for the treatment of scars, for the skin rejuvenation, for the improving of skin quality. Non-ablative fractional laser, again, many studies, but this is the first device which combine the two. In a minute, you're going to be shown the clinical histological correlation. It's not 1 and 1 equal 2. So when you have those two devices, those two technologies, which are combining the same system, while first doing the CO2, and I'm talking now about the fully hybrid, followed immediately by non-ablative fractional laser, this combination provides different, unique histology. And of course, if you have 1 pixel CO2, 1 pixel non-ablative, I'm not sure you have seen such histology, and you're going to see it in a second, that in the same histology, you see a zone of ablation surrounded by zone of coagulation, just an adjacent, you have zone of coagulation. This is unique. This is new generation. It will open the gate for different treatment, different indications, and we're talking about high efficacy and shortening downtime. I think we're gonna stop here, okay? We try to really give you a taste of this device, and let's see the histology.
Alma Hybrid is coming to the market. Very excited to get the new technology from Alma. Very well done, Alma. Very well done.
Hi, I'm Dr. Zhang from Korea, dermatologist and international key doctor of Accent Prime. I'm so happy to congratulate the Alma's new invention called Alma Hybrid. It's so exciting concept and technology, I think. I really wish to meet the Alma Hybrid in Korea as soon as possible. Congratulations again, and hope to see you all pretty soon. Bye.
A bird whispered in my ear about the new Alma Hybrid laser. So guys, we must make a toast for you, for life, and for a life!
Hello all, I am Dr. Sunil Kothiwala from India. I am proud user of Alma's different technologies and lasers. I am thankful to Alma for providing these technologies as they are improving quality of life of my patients in daily practice. And I congratulate the whole team of Alma for new launching of Hybrid, and I wish them huge success for the same. And definitely I would like to use this machine when it is available in India. Wish you again, thank you all.
Hello Alma, this is Dr. Ilan Karavani from Belgium. Congratulations on the launch of your new Alma Hybrid. I'm sure you're all very excited back there in Israel. I had the privilege a few weeks ago to learn a little bit about the Alma Hybrid, and I can't tell you how excited I am to get my hands on it. I'm sure, like all your recent innovations, Alma Hybrid is a groundbreaking product that offers new capabilities to doctors all over the world. I wish you to keep leading the market with state-of-the-art products and to continue our long-standing and warm partnership over the many, many years to come. Good luck.
Hey Alma, my name is Dr. Griffin. I'm a dermatologist in Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your entry into the hybrid laser world. I can't wait to get my hands on this device and get using it to make people's skin absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you, Dr. Arti, for the live demonstration. My name is Hanit, and I'm here with Unit to manage all the clinical aspects in this exciting project. I'm pleased to share with you today the extensive work that has been performed to get to this moment.
Yes, Hanit, this was definitely an exciting and challenging project. We have worked on protocol development, starting by analyzing thousands of histologies of porcine skin. We have conducted an in vivo study, led focus groups, and performed numerous of treatments. And now, all of these protocols are implemented into the smart software for the physician convenience.
So you've seen the impressive design of this platform and the unique smart software. And now we would like to share with you the outstanding clinical findings.
Let's start with the hybrid lift treatment. For this treatment, we use the ProScan applicator in the hybrid mode, which alternates the CO2 and 1570 nanometer lasers in a scanning grid at a chosen ratio. You can see here in the illustration that each pixel can laser either CO2 or 1570 nanometer. The example here shows a 1-to-1 ratio, but other options are available depending on the doctor's requirements.
The wonderful clinical advantage of this unique lasing pattern is that you are providing the known benefits of both an ablative and a non-ablative fractional skin resurfacing in one treatment. Furthermore, by controlling the ratio of ablative or non-ablative, you can fine-tune the treatment for the patient's individual needs. Let's take a look on a hybrid mode histologically. Here we can see an example of an ex vivo study. We can see the effect of the two different wavelengths on the skin tissue. The 1570 creates columns of coagulation, while the CO2 laser creates an ablative crater. Both these effects are known to trigger a wound healing response that will result in skin remodeling.
Let's see some clinical results. Here we can see after 2 hybrid lift treatments, significant improvement of skin tone, texture, tightening in the submental area, and improvement of the fine lines in the periorbital area. With this patient, you can see improvement in skin texture, skin tone, and fine lines in the periorbital area. And in this photo, you can see after only 1 treatment, significant improvement of skin tone. And what if a patient wants a treatment with no downtime at all?
This is where we talk about the soft lift treatment. This is a fractional, non-ablative treatment that uses the 1570 nanometer laser only. You can see from this in vivo histology that we are only creating coagulation columns while keeping the epidermis intact. We can control the depth of these columns and adjust to a specific indication.
Let's see some results of the soft lift treatment. Here you can see nice wrinkle reductions and tone improvement in the forehead 4 weeks after third treatment. With this patient, you can see impressive improvement after 3 treatments in the periorbital area. And in this photo, you can see dramatic change in skin laxity in the neck area, which is usually an area that is difficult to treat. And last but not least, the hybrid Oscar treatment. If we go into the menu, we can see the large choice of preset treatment for different scar types. This can be fractional CO2 only, hybrid mode, or sequential lasing of both wavelengths on the same spot. Different kinds of scars will need different kinds of treatment. For example, acne scars and stria will need more of thermal effect, whereas a thick scar may require a deeper ablation.
And don't forget the impact applicator that we recommend to use for transepidermal delivery. Using this unique ultrasound technology, one can introduce different pharmaceuticals to the skin. This photo shows the results of a scar treated with the hybrid system.
So that was a partial insight into our fractional ProScan applicator with the ultrasound impact, showing you the 3 flagship treatments of Alma Hybrid. We really hope we have provided you with an exciting first glance into the clinical capabilities of the Alma Hybrid platform. Thank you for joining us, and now let's move on to the Q&A session.
So we have finally arrived to the most important part of our live event, your questions. We have a very impressive panel here. Please feel free to write down your questions in the chat box and we will address them. So question number 1, what is the benefit of combining 2 lasers in the same treatment? Alon, would you like to address that?
I will start to address, and I think I will let Ophir to complete the answer. So as I said previously in the different interviews, when we start to work on the project of the hybrid, we managed to identify one of the needs from the professional point of view. They were looking for a safe technology to treat both the epidermis and the dermis in the same treatment. And maybe Dr. Artzi would like to elaborate more about it.
You have to understand that while talking about the market so far, if we talk about non-ablative fractional laser, of course, we should honor this technology, but still, we have very mild to moderate improvement, and I'm talking about rejuvenation and scars. While talking about CO2 laser, we all agree that the improvement of scars and the skin following this procedure is quite dramatic. However, downtime, adverse effect. If you combine between those 2 wavelengths, you actually maximize the benefits of each wavelength. And you bring it in a way that you can customize the treatment. So you can choose. You can choose if you want to do it one-on-one, and then you have certain efficacy and certain downtime. And you can choose if you want less results, but less downtime. I actually started asking my question, how much or how many days of downtime you allow me. And then according to the number of downtime, I actually formulate my treatment plan. I couldn't do it before. So you maximize, I think, the result or the efficacy of every technology. Plus, I do have to say that 1570 is a very interesting wavelength. I have the experience with 1540. I have the experience with 1565. The results are similar. There is few things which are a little bit, I would say, better, especially the width of the coagulation zones. But again, this is a new device, and I'm sure many studies will come. So people, you release the device, this is the launching, but people are going to use it for so many indications. I have been using it for the last nearly 2 years. Interesting device, very interesting device.
Okay, thank you.
So I want to add another question on that aspect to Dr. Artzi, because we know the protocols, it's not going to have the same results on different patients. So from your experience so far with the system, how is the learning curve, and how did you define, how do you want the mix for a specific patient?
You have to understand that because I had the prototype, so I played with the device for many months, we now can recommend of predetermined setting. So of course, the physician that is gonna have this device will have to press, as I've already said, one button in order to have predetermined setting for a specific patient and a specific indication. But this is the market, so it's true for fillers, it's true for every technology. We, you as a company, I feel already part of the team, but you as a company provide us, the clinicians, the physician, you give us the basics, the histology, I would say the beginning, the line from which we start playing. Of course, like every device, there is a learning curve, and that's okay. Okay, I have to say that if there is no learning curve, it's not interesting. So this is a very interesting device, and there is a learning curve, but there is a starting point, and it's a good starting point to begin.
Thank you.
Just to elaborate a few more points. So we are experienced with the CO2 devices, and we know how sometimes can be long the learning curve with the CO2 device, especially for those who are not familiar with ablative lasers and CO2. And one of the goals here with the hybrid project, together with the team, with Dr. Artzi and Tomer and Unit, one of the goals was to make a device that will be much more accessible for more professionals who might had in the past less experience with ablative lasers. Of course, not like Dr. Artzi and other experts. And of course, later on, after they get more confidence with the machine, they can have their own presets according to each case. But basically, the learning curve should be quite short compared to standard CO2 on the market or standard erbium laser on the market.
Maybe one point, because it's a good point. In my clinic, there are several doctors. There are doctors who really, they're afraid of CO2, and they favor non-ablative. So the possibility of actually, you're telling them, okay, start with non-ablative, and now add just a little bit of CO2. So you don't go to the full extent with CO2. So maybe it shortens the downtime. But again, I look at the possibilities, and it's very inspiring.
So, Dr. Artzi, speaking of possibilities, let's talk a little bit about downtime. This system offers a very wide variety of treatments for various indications. What is the expected downtime for these treatments?
Again, it depends which setting you choose. So because with this device everything is possible, let's start with the non-ablative, because it's a very unique as compared to the non-ablative that I've known so far. So with the non-ablative treatment, there is actually no downtime. It's amazing to see that within few hours, the redness subsides, very minimal, very easy treatment. Now, the more ablative you go, of course, you will have downtime. So if you go just high density, high setting CO2, it will be 7 to 10 days. But again, this is not the aim that you combine between the two wavelengths. While combining the two wavelengths in a hybrid mode, so 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, as I've explained, it's 3-4 days of recovery, and I'm talking about what we call the more difficult cases. I had cases that after 2 days, they went to work. So we're talking about 2 to 4 days of downtime, but it's easy downtime, relatively easy as compared to the known adverse effect, to the known downtime of the normal CO2.
Okay, we have here a question about cleaning and sterilization. So, Tomer, maybe you can address this one. Is it possible to clear and sterilize the tips?
Yes, of course. We've made all the applicators in a way that, first of all, you can wipe them off. And second, you can detach every tip, sterilize it, clean it, according to protocol, of course. And this goes also for the impact. We provide additional tips. And in between patients, you can sterilize one and use the other.
Thank you, Tomer. Dr. Artzi, you recommend treating scars with a combined treatment of lasers and impact and transepidermal delivery. Are there any specific pharmaceuticals you recommend for such treatments?
It depends which scars you treat. But again, the list is longer and longer, and actually it's becoming longer and longer. So you have to think. So let's maybe start with the basic. Every drug that can be injected can be used topically. Okay, this is one of the rules. But if I have to be very, I would say broad, for hypertrophic scars, I use usually steroids, so triamcinolone acetonide, with or without 5-FU, 5-fluorouracil. It's a chemotherapeutic agent, but it's very safe. We have experience from '99, so it's very, very safe, and it is used. This is the standard of care. And for atrophic scars, acne scars, I like to use PLA, polylactic acid. There is an induction of collagen, and we see some nice result. With such scar, the scar that I've treated, I usually use just a combination of vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. But this is, I have to say, the basic of the basic. For example, if I have hyperpigmented scar, I use tranexamic acid. And if I have hypopigmented scar, I mentioned it, I use bimatoprost. The list is long, but it's a concept. It's a concept. We create channels by the laser, even if we do not want to use the impact. If we apply the medication, they will get into the channels and diffuse into the skin. This is what we call laser-assisted drug delivery. If you want to enhance it, it is called enhanced laser-assisted drug delivery, sonophoresis or impact. This is the solution. And when it comes in the same system, this is an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now a question for Alma. Alon, maybe you can address this one. Do you have a plan to add FemiLift handpiece to this hybrid system, or this is planned as a pure dermatology anti-aging system?
So it's really a pure aesthetic system. This is the idea of the Alma Hybrid. We don't plan to include in the near future any surgical applicators or, we don't plan to include in the future any surgical applicators or any FemiLift applicators. These applicators are using the only CO2 wavelength, and they will be available like they are still available on the Pixel CO2.
So only aesthetic for now.
Right.
Okay, what is the max depth of ablation?
So I think I will address it. Again, as compared to systems in the market, this system gets very deep. So if we talk about the CO2, we're talking about up to 4,000 micron, which is very, very deep. It is needed. Of course, it's not needed for resurfacing, for rejuvenation, but while treating widespread hypertrophic scars or scars in general, you need to have power and you need to have depth. So this is regarding the CO2. Regarding the 1570, it gets to 1,200 microns, so this is the depth, and the coagulation zone is approximately 400 microns. So again, you can see, as compared to previous system in which you have a narrow zone of coagulation, this is more like a drop pattern. So probably you saw it in the histological demonstration.
Thank you. We have a great question here. What is the difference between combining dot by dot 1570 and CO2 and combining on the same dot 1570 and CO2, meaning sequence versus simultaneous?
The hybrid mode.
Again, so it's
What is the difference between the combining the laser in the high-grid approach compared to the traditional approach in the same dot?
Okay, that's a good question. You have to understand, for me it was the first time to work with an R&D department. So before the launching, you try many variables. So we tried 1570 followed by CO2 and CO2 followed by 1570 in all patterns. Generally speaking, while first doing the CO2 followed by 1570, you augment the result of the CO2. So it gets deeper and you change the coagulation zone. You make them a little bit wider. So you augment the result. Of course, downtime will be longer and you will have more adverse effect. When you use it for different indications. And you have the possibility of using it. While talking about rejuvenation, because, and this is the innovation, so try to think of other systems in the market. There is no system in which you actually plan your pixelated picture, your pixelated laser picture, and you choose one pixel to be CO2, one pixel to be 1570. So again, you can change it in different ratio, ablation, coagulation. You create different tissue injury. This very wide, I would say, possibilities of laser tissue interaction can be used to treat many indications. While combining, let's say, non-ablative and ablative, if you go towards non-ablative, the downtime will be much shorter. Of course, it will be more tolerable treatment, and you can use it for certain indication. If you change it and you go and you do more ablative treatment, so more pixels are ablative and less pixels are non-ablative, the downtime will be longer, then the treatment will be less durable, and again, we use it for different indications. Different indications, and we tried it for many indications. So the predetermined settings that you get with the device is after trying different setting for different indication. So this is, again, the basic recommendation. From this recommendation, every physician will play with the device, and maybe he or she will have different ideas. But this is our recommendation to begin with. So to summarize in one sentence, if you do just a CO2 laser, okay, you have certain downtime and you have certain amount of adverse effect, like with every other device. If you add CO2 followed immediately, same pixel, you have CO2 and 1570, you augment the result. So you have better, I would say, higher effect on the skin. Longer downtime, more adverse effect, but the results will be supreme. If you want to change it, then not at the same pixel. You choose to combine CO2 and 1570, so every pixel is different. So, and this is what Alon mentioned, we shorten the downtime and still we maintain efficacy for certain indications.
So I just want to add from the angle of the old generation combined lasers that are in the market today, thanks to the new approach of the Alma Hybrid with the combination of the two lasers in the high-grid mode. So compared to the old generation combined laser devices, we allow here a treatment which is safer with shorter downtime compared to the old generation combined laser and of course compared to the fractional ablative lasers. Right?
Yeah, but still there is no CO2 in the market which really can use either hybrid or high-grid.
Right.
So this is the innovation. No one actually succeeded to create such CO2.
Okay, we have here a question about the non-ablative laser. The question is, what is the difference between 1540, the erbium glass, and 1570 nanometer laser?
I think we addressed it. I didn't know that it would come, but They're all, do you want to try and address it?
Do you want to try? That's what's actually the difference
The
between
difference.
the twist between the clear skin
Mm-hmm.
and the 1570 on the Alma Hybrid.
First of all, it's spot size. We can use it with much more precision on the hybrid. The energy that we deliver, much more consistent, and moving through the ProScan, we get better and more efficient results, as well as a more clear skin pattern. I think that is the main difference, as well as having a cool tip, which I think takes the treatment to a different result, especially when the 1540 is much more, first of all, it's a handpiece, and the treatment types are for different indications. And here the combination with the ablative has a different impact. That's my answer.
But if you go just for the non-ablative, so let's say same energy, so same power, same on time, and you combine histologically between 1540 and 1570. Can you comment on the difference? Because from what I saw and from what I used, it feels, again, they're both very good wavelength for non-ablative treatments, and they're very, the 1570 is new, but generally speaking, this is the range. We have it with several devices in the market, but from what I've seen so far, the shape of the coagulation zone is a little bit different.
It is. The spot is different. The way it's delivered is different. The effect on the skin is different.
Because this is active laser, and the one on the Harmony is a passive laser. It's also
something like that, yeah.
So it's a different. The way we deliver the energy in a passive laser, like in multi-platform devices, is more like a burst. And with an active laser, with the Alma Hybrid and also other wavelengths, it's not like a burst, like it's constant.
It's a continuous in which you actually
energy
stop the
that
energy.
we can exactly control.
So I think maybe the difference does, because the question was about 1540 and 1570. So the difference is not because of these 30 nanometers. It's more because of the other explanation you gave, because on a chromophore level, shouldn't be much difference in these 30 nanometers.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the high-grade feature, the unique high-grade feature. Are there specific indications or specific cases which required specific ratios? Because there are plenty of ratios available.
I think the answer is yes. So I tried the high-grade mode, and let's talk about rejuvenation for every area in the body. So I tried it for the face and for the neck, good results, very good results for the neck, for the dorsum of the ends, and in every area, it depends on the skin thickness. I use different setting. So if I have very, very thin skin, for example, the neck or the décolletage, what I use more non-ablative and less ablative. If I have, for example, a thick area, the perioral area, sometimes I use fully ablative, so just CO2 or more CO2. Okay, again, it depends how many days the patient allows me. But I do change it, so I use different setting to treat different areas, because I'm trying to think of, first, the tolerability of such region. This is one. Second, the indication. And I'm just looking in front of my eyes, I can see the histology. So what happens within the skin. But again, so people are not going to be scared, so you don't have to be genius in order to, everything is predetermined. So if we're talking about rejuvenation and the high grade, you just choose the anatomical area, then you choose the Fitzpatrick, and everything is set. And it's the same, and again, this is the first system in which we did the same for scars. So we have the OSCAR, and then you get a list of scars, surgical scars, Stria, okay, and I'm sure it's going to be broad. So you know this is the beginning, so it's going to be expanded, but you have a predetermined setting for every indication. these are the recommendation. You have a place to start from.
Okay, thank you. This is definitely one of the major differentiators of this offer. Okay, we have another question here. Can I get information about the results of Stria treatment?
Oh, that's a good question. So I answer all the questions. He's with the nice British accent, and I can't compete with the accent. I have very interesting result with Stria. So I have to say that Stria is a very frustrating indication to treat in general. Though always following few treatments, it doesn't matter which treatment, when I look at the picture and I'm like, where are the results? And the patients are satisfied. So they see the results, but I don't see them. And I tried everything. I have many devices in my office and in the hospital. So I tried, of course, lasers and radiofrequencies. And now we have a study with ultrasound and combination with different cosmeceuticals. And the results are mild to moderate. Still, I have only 2 patients experienced. So again, this is very limited. And I think studies should be made in this with this indication. But maybe, and I'm talking about much more non-ablative, so 2-to-1 or even 3-to-1. So every 3 pixels with non-ablative, 1 pixel with ablative. Maybe because of the heating of the skin, so there are some deterioration of collagen fiber and elastic fibers within the dermis in this pathology, but I have very nice result. So the protocol that I did so far is 1-to-3. Non-ablative and ablative, not very high setting, and topical application of vitamin C and HA. Quite, I wouldn't say, of course, it doesn't disappear, but I think so far this is the best improvement that I've seen. So I encourage, I'm not sure I will do the study, but I encourage people who try the device, collect the data. It's an interesting indication for this device.
Okay, thank you. So we had great questions, and as of right now, no further questions. So I think we can wrap up our first live launch event at Alma. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Artzi for his great cooperation in the past few months. It has been one hell of a journey, and it was super educational working with you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.
Thanks again, and I'm sure there's a lot of hand clapping out there in the Zoom and on Facebook and on YouTube. And for us, again, it was a very unique experience to do this launch. The way we prefer to do it and still prefer to do it is really in person and interacting all the questions. I would maybe, because I think the questions were in a very, very high level, maybe just to put another point about the hybrid, I think everybody recognized the revolution of fractional lasers. Maybe it was 15 years ago, something like that. And this is really the next generation, not just doing fractional one laser and then not treating the rest of the tissue, really being able to control more and to combine with a non-ablative laser. It was said, but I wanted to say it in maybe in the most simple way. But back to this event, and great opportunity to thank you, Tal, and all the marketing team and so many teams that work so hard, R&D, and Alon leading this project from the commercial view, the clinical department. I'm going to forget a lot of people. I'm not great at thanking people, but it was really amazing. And most of all, thanks everybody here that joined and spent 2 hours almost, I think, from precious time. And I hope it was giving you some information and motivation to learn more and to see more. And we hope to see you very soon. That's it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.